Today we are ready to replace the lights in the dash. So in a second I'm going to go grab the dash out of the car. It's sitting on the floorboard right now. Bring it in here to the garage and we'll get to work taking the old lights out, putting the LEDs in. Let's see how it works. Alright, so here we are in the garage. I've got the dash goodies right here. What we're going to do is we are going to take all of these out and we are going to replace them with the new LEDs that I bought. So let me get to work on that, and hopefully this should be a pretty easy and quick process. Alright, so here we have the dash. Here's the way the LEDs go in. So they should just pop out. Here's the old one. Theoretically, you should be able just to put it in. Should fit in some sort of hole somewhere. Maybe not. I might need 2 hands for this. Aha, there's a notch. I think I need 2 hands. Be back in a minute. Alright, after a little fiddling, I got it in here. Just has to go in, looks like a specific way. So I'm gonna go through, replace all of these, and then we'll head inside the car and work on getting this installed back into the car. All right, so got this first cluster here done. It took me quite a long time. These are a little bit bigger. At least like the little tab part is a little bit bigger than the actual tab here. So I have to kind of rock it back and forth a little bit to get it in. Because I'm trying to be like extra delicate with this, obviously, because of its age, and if it breaks, I'm kind of screwed. So let's see how much longer this is gonna take. Okay, I'm about halfway through the job, and I thought for sure it would be super easy just pushing these things in. They're just like slightly bigger, so I have to really like wiggle them and be super careful, and yeah, I hope everything turns out okay. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 more to replace, and one of these 9 is in a really tight spot. So hopefully I'll be able to fix that. We'll see. I got them all in. It took me about 30 minutes to get all of these in. Not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I was being super careful. This one was particularly hard. That one was actually not as hard as I thought. This one right here was particularly hard. But yeah, so now I'm gonna go into the car and I'm gonna go try to plug this sucker in and see what happens. Let's try to get this speedometer cable plugged in at the same time. Should be a hoot. Keep watching. Okay, here we are inside. I'm gonna drop the steering column first. Because I think that might be the easiest way to be able to attach the speedometer cable, plus these other guys here. So here we go. Okay, so here I am. I'm gonna drop the steering column down again. I have a 10 millimeter socket right here, so let's get this sucker dropped. Can't see. And at this point, I'm just gonna take it down. I don't know that I want to drop it down all the way. I think I have to though. So let's see what that does here. Okay. The washer. Put that down there. Okay, so we've got this hanging loose here. Now we've got the gear selector thingy. We'll have to figure out how to get that back in, but first, let's try to get in the dash. So the hardest thing to me, I think, is gonna be the speedometer cable. there's a little thing inside of it that is like square that gets plugged in. But the clip makes it hard to get to. So let's see if maybe we switch the clip this way. Maybe it'll be easier for me to get to. Maybe, let's try it. Helps if I go the right way. Okay, so let's try to put this in here. Okay, we've got the first one on here. Now we have another harness to put on here. That's on there. So then let's try to get the speedometer on here. Well, actually, let's do this one next because there we go. And now let's do the speedometer cable last. Let's see if we can reach this here. It's my hand getting it in here. There's gotta be some other place from where I can hold this. Let's try something else. Let's pause this for a second. Here I am, back with some needle nose pliers. I'm gonna reach under here and try to grab this and see if I can get it to clamp on, but this is just the dangest hard freaking thing I've ever had to do here. So let's try this again. So we had it out before. Let's see. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab this. We're gonna try to grab this with the needle nose pliers and pull this out a little bit. Let's see, how far does this thing come out? Okay, and I'm gonna try to grab it by the clip, which makes it so you can clip it on. So let's try it this way. And let's see if we can't get this sucker to clip on. And we don't want it to break. So we gotta be super careful in here. It's already connected by all these other wiring harnesses, and I just need the speedometer. Just the speedometer, and it is not cooperating with me at all. At all. Oh, I got it, but I don't know if it's actually attached right. But everything is attached here. We'll see if it's calibrated correctly. That was pretty lucky. So I'm going to now try to get this back under here so I can put it back together. So I'm gonna put that back in. Now the next thing that we have to work on is this. Now the issue is we want to make sure that when this is, there we go. Did I break it? Let's see. Okay, so now it's tilt. The tilt is down, but the issue is we want to make sure that when it goes back up, I'm not seeing the gear changer thingy in the window here. So what's going on with that? What's up with that? like this might have to come off now because I messed this part up. Now I wonder when this part goes down here. So let's do this. Let's find the washers and the nuts. And let's put this back up a little bit and just kind of go from there and see what we can do. If I can even get this nut on. Alright, so now that this is here, this is actually supposed to be inside of here, I believe. So let's try putting the key in, putting it in, seeing if we can move this sucker in and out of gear this time. Same kind of issue as before. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how to... Okay, so this whole time I've been trying to kind of jiggle it around and it's not shifting very smoothly. So I'm wondering if that is an alignment thing, that maybe I need to tighten one side up here maybe. It still kind of goes behind, so it's off a little bit here still. We're gonna have to figure out why it's like that. So I guess for now, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm going to put the dash back in and hook the battery up, and let's see if these lights work. Let's, I guess, stick with one thing at a time. We can at least move the shifter now, so I can hopefully move this thing. Well, we have good news and we have bad news. The vibration and the sounds indicate that the car is on, so that's good. I'm going to try to move it. The bad news is I have no lights in my dash, so that feels like reverse. Nope, that's drive. There we go, there's reverse. Let's just move it a little bit. And then we're gonna turn it off so it doesn't overheat. And good night, car. So I have no lights. I'm not sure why that could be. I'm not sure if maybe these have some sort of polarity. I think I read something about having some sort of polarity to these lights, but it sucks because now I have to take this out again after I got the speedometer in, and it actually looks like the speedometer cable is attached right. So we'll come back to this in a minute once I take this out again and do some more troubleshooting. Alright, now here we are back under here. I'm going to try to just plug this stuff all in again. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but I'm just going to plug it in because I can kind of see here. Make sure everything is fully seated. Okay. That one is all the way in. All the way in. All the way in. Okay. Now the next one. All the way in. And this last one. Everything is in. Everything is in correctly. Yeah. All right. I guess I maybe didn't have it. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess it is working. I've got some lights over here. I'm going to give it a start real quick. Sounds like shit. Turning it off. Okay. So, it smelled real bad. We've got lights here. Half of them light up. Seems like kind of where we were at before. So maybe we've got some bad fuses. But I'm going to get this part back in. So I think we finally have a win, which is pretty awesome. I have the brake and the check engine light on, which were the ones that were working before. So that's good news. Looks like I've got this thing snapped back in. So the next thing is to go ahead and put the screws back in and get it back up into the dashboard. And then after that, well, maybe I want to look at this first. I think I want to look at the gear shifting issue first before I actually put it all the way back in. So let's do this. We're going to take this down a little bit. And there are some screws underneath here that I would like to get to. I think I'm going to have to use a different screwdriver here. Something shorter. But I'd kind of like to drop this down a little bit. I feel like it's too high up. So maybe there's something going on here. So I'm going to go grab another tool and I'll be back. Alright, so I got 3 different sizes or lengths of screwdrivers too. So let's see what we got. I'm going to try this really long one first. See if I can get the right angle. And I'm kind of at an angle here, which makes it a little tough to turn this thing. I think it's too big. This screwdriver is too big. Gotta try something smaller. I don't know what to do with this thing. Alright, let's lock up this thing right here.